We are in southwestern Ontario. We are in the Forest City, London. Two years ago in London, the Continental Cup came down to a first ever sudden death. Draw to the butt start, digging in, and it will go too far. There was another dramatic finish a year ago that saw the Europeans snap a long losing streak, their first win since 2012. This year, the same 6 European teams are back to defend their title, facing a mix of veterans and rookies from Team Canada. The 2020 Continental Cup of Curling, next. Well, it's nice to be back here at the Sports Centre, all part of the Western Fair District here in London, and our second time for the Continental Cup. As on this Thursday morning, we do say hello, Canada, and welcome back to London. And Cheryl Russ alongside, as always, as we say a belated Happy New Year to all of you from all of us at TSN Curling. We know that you are back to work as we get back to work now with our season of champions. We like to describe this Continental Cup as maybe the buffet of curling, because there are things you know, such as team play and mixed doubles, which is part of the Olympics, and then you go over to that section where what's the scramble and what's the skins? Well, there are 60 points total, and to win the Continental Cup, it's the first team that gets to 30.5. Yesterday was a practice day and photo day. It's a mixed team for the Canadians. Some experience, some inexperience. And the Europeans, of course, they are the most experienced team here. So let's take a look at the teams, and we'll start with Canada.
Well, even though almost half of this team, Canada, is competing in their very first Continental Cup, there's no lack of depth. You've got your current Canadian champions in Carey and Cooey, your 2021 Olympic trials qualifiers in Homan and Epping, and then rounding out the field, first-timers, Fleury and Botcher.
On paper, Europe is a stronger team.
Yeah, and it's played on ice, so obviously we can throw that out, but yeah, absolutely, no question. First time ever they're actually ranked #1 coming into this thing over Team Canada. Nick Kadeen, Alina Petz, both the current world champions. Don't forget about Hasselberg, the defending gold medalist at the Olympics. And then, of course, last week, Perth Masters, Mount, Muirhead, both win.
And, of course, Petz, who throws the 4th stones for Tirinzoni of Switzerland. The captains and coaches had to make their picks. Jeff Stoughton, along with David and Heather Nedouin, making the picks for Canada. David Murdoch and his team making the picks for Team Europe. And on this first morning of team play, here is who they have chosen. So we will see the reigning women's world champions in Tirinzoni as they go against Rachel Homan. Goodness, Emma Miscue, Courtney Weagle, you got to run this back and catch it, run it back, got it, and Rachel Homan, the Canadian champions, the world champions.
The 2020 OK Tire and BKT Tires Continental Cup of Curling is brought to you by Home Hardware. Here's how. The 2020 OK Tire and BKT Tires Continental Cup of Curling is brought to you by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada, by OK Tire and BKT Tires, and by Scotties, Canada's #1 tissue.
Darren Moulding. Darren who throws the 3rd stones for Brendan Botcher. Time to meet the teams now, and it's brought to you by Home Hardware. Here's how. Rachel Homan and her team from the Ottawa Curling Club. Lisa Weagle, Joanne Courtney, and Emma Miscue. While Team Tirinzoni, they hail from the Auro Curling Club in Switzerland. Alina Petz throwing the 4th stones. The skip is Silvana Tirinzoni, backed up by Melanie Barbazat and Esther Neuenschwander. As you see, Tirinzoni is out and waiting. Holman will play the Red Stones. That's Canada. Tirinzoni, Europe, will play the blue. And it is Tirinzoni who has won the draw to the button, so they will have the last rock in this opening end. Each of these games is worth 1 single point. So whatever you score, whoever wins the game picks up a point for either Canada or Europe.
So it's always an interesting event because it feels like it ends up mattering more than it should, because you're out there playing for 23 other teammates and you think you'll walk out here and you'll be relaxed and you won't be as intense, but it catches you off guard how intense you are and how much you want to win it.
No kidding. And you've got all these rivals sitting on the bench, all of a sudden they're teammates, and there's that little extra pressure a la Ryder Cup and golf where you don't want to let Tiger Woods down if you're on the American team, and it adds a totally different pressure. You're used to letting down your own 3 players. You're used to that, but it's a little tougher in this situation.
Don't like letting 23 down.
Nice draw around for Melanie Barbazat. Let's check the keys to the game, and we will start with Team Canada.
Well, winning this game could be the start that Team Canada needs. Last year, day one, Europe won all 9 points, so Holman could get the team and lead the way off to a really hot start. And all in, this is your first game, new ice. All the players have to be fully engaged and shot by shot and figuring it out. And this team, Holman, they're 4 of the very best at doing so.
Gotta go.
Coming off that win at the Canada Cup to become the first team to qualify, women's team to qualify for the trials. Now let's take a look at the keys for Team Europe and Tirinzoni.
Well, I like always draw one. There's more upsets at any Scotties, Briar, Worlds, whatever it is, and it's speed read. Whichever team can pick up on that ice first. Tirinzoni's good at it, but so is Holman. So it's all about getting that broom in the right spot, figuring out the rocks, and then love your pets. Elena Pets has won 2 world championships with draw weight alone. Good hitter. Likes to hit, but when she needs to make a big one, it's that draw weight. Game 1, can she figure it out fast enough?
New year, and you brought it. The keys are brought to you by Cashmere Bathroom Tissue. Nothing feels like cashmere.
They're giving him a point for that in the new year? Oh, God.
2 points.
No.
No, this is pretty good, Joe. Okay, stick around. Can't wait.
Interesting play here. We see more and more of that now with the 5-rock roll. Beautiful come around by Tirinzoni's team. A little short with Lisa's freeze. So they just simply go the open side here, and it forces the team without hammer to kind of chase it. They really don't have many other choices, Cheryl.
So instead of the 34 minutes total, there will be 17 minutes of thinking time per half. So the idea is to play very quickly, and of course 2 1-minute timeouts per each 4, and we are playing 8 ends. If we're tied, no extra, we'll just split the point.
It's a lot harder rest to do it in the 5-rock rule, but I think with that timing system, it prevents teams from running up and down the sheet and carrying maybe an extra 4 or 5 minutes over into the back half of the game.
Dropped out a little short. There's a shot at a half-rock double here. Those are tough. And one, you wouldn't have, the draw to the button, everybody focuses on that in practice, so nobody throws inside out, center line to the edge like they just did for Team Tirinzoni. Just hit a bit of pebble, came up light.
This will be a bit of a guess, though, again. New path for Holman's team playing this. Emma trying to get some curl here to get the roll.
Yeah, gets the roll over, but we will not get to shot rock. Stop top stage of the 8.
What's the time? First half second half? Like
Yeah.
almost like the same
You get the same amount of time
high
in the first
side.
half.
Okay.
David Netherwin,
Weird. Straight there.
four-time Brier champion, of course, part of that Furby 4, as he is one of the captains. Oh, he is the captain along with his wife Heather, who's listed as assistant.
What are you throwing now? Name it.
Yep.
Okay.
And an interesting change is that the captains will be allowed to be on the ice and coach and confer at any time. Oh, there's Christopher Sva, silver medalist in Vancouver. Won the world title, of course, in China in 2014. Emma Miskew as we play third stones.
Really hard. Whoa. We're good. Nice shot.
Oh, perfect.
You know, it's interesting.
Okay, little finish there. Yeah.
Talking with Rachel before, and I think to her mind, they have not played well this year. I think they gauge it basically on what they've won. You know, they won Saskatoon. They didn't qualify in 3 events. And she said that's the evolution of the game, Russ, to her mind. Back in the day, and she seems to have been around forever, she could get away. Or Tirinzoni should have gotten away with that shot, but not today.
Right.
One shot can determine whether you qualify or you don't.
No question about it at this level. There's more depth than ever, and that's a great example. Just a couple feet light on that draw sets up the double. There's no mistake by Emma.
This building seats some 1,500. It is Olympic size. It is a marvelous facility, the Sports Center. There's this Olympic size rink. There are 3 NHL size rinks.
Whoa. They're heavy. Yep. Whoa.
And we'll try to roll it underneath. May tuck a little bit.
Nice shooting.
It's a really good roll because you leave that, you knows that they've got the inside and they could probably
Really?
even come off the back of that 12-foot stone. But by making that roll, there's no roll underneath. You leave it sitting on the nose here, and there's a chance, but look at this roll.
So I was trying to, I think I used too much.
Now, no air there.
You hit it early and it's insane. Yeah. It's a perfect spot though. Yeah, it's really good. Nothing. Because if I roll right on there.
You could play the short run back, make the double, but you're never going to get rid of the one you're raising. And it's the wrong color too. So as you say, Cheryl, perfect spot.
Did I see them look at possibly raising that center line stone back into the pile?
Yeah, you could. But like I just said, I don't think you'll get all 3. You might get 2 of them out of there.
And then you get forced, and they can leave this shot in a dangerous spot for Homan's team if they can get it right to the nose. Oh, this is gone.
No way.
And she'll crash on that top one and actually spill it in. So there's Holman sitting to 3, but without last rock.
Severely underthrown there, and that's where you'll get caught with these aggressive stones. You can hit the broom all you want, but you take a little bit of weight off and you look pretty silly. Overcurled by a good 6 inches.
Well, there's a bit of an advantage rush for Team Canada. They use these stones, most of these teams at Canada Cup. But that was the first time that they'd been used, so not any of the European teams would be familiar with the rocks.
I think so.
Yeah, that's definitely a slight advantage day 1.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna give you that.
As mentioned, both teams got an hour to play yesterday. Matching rocks.
Around? Okay. 4 feet more.
Playing on all
I think
3
so.
sheets.
Sounds good. I think it's a wider line.
Then my draw to the button, or even more than that. So that was.
No, I think that's close. Like I almost swept Lisa's guard in.
Just the constant conversation with these 4, and it's not just the back end, it's Joanne Courtney's involved, and Lisa knows what passes have been thrown down, and you have to. Most certainly first game of an event.
Line's good. 5. All there. Okay, line's good. Everything. 5-6.
is what you want your skipper throwing here, is just a free draw with no risk. Get a real good feel early.
Post, Lisa. 7. If you can. Lisa, stay with it. Gotta go. Hard, guys. Nice shot, Rachel.
It's a busy time for many of these teams. For Holman here and then on the road for a curling tour stop next week, and then home to prep for and get ready for their provincials.
Yeah, this is the time of year all these teams are trying to peak. You really want to, if you're Elena Petz here, you really want to get rid of that rock in the forefoot. Maybe make the double, roll over and kick that red one out of the way a little bit. I'm expecting some big speed here, maybe 9 seconds hog to hog. Maybe 8. Just a little off center. Cheryl should do it.
But you said the key, get rid of that shot stone on the forefoot, because they guard it and you're chasing something, a tough draw, very first end.
And confirming with the front end that it's going to run straight here. And she'll get the 2.
That was plan B. It's not bad, because Canada's got to be careful here. You throw the guard, you don't make the guard, you give up a deuce. But that is not what she was trying to do. That's first shot of the event. You throw an 8-second hit. That's difficult.
Yeah. Rachel can kind of get 2 for 1 here. She can play this hit and roll for a guard on that forefoot stone.
Should curl like 3 inches, I think.
We talk about this all the time. This is a good one to illustrate. The broom's right on the tape, right on the center line. Rachel start a hair inside center and just back it up a little bit. It's a professional release, and it'll just stay there forever.
And finally does break off that line as it gets to the hog line. And so they are sitting the 2, one top edge of the button, one top edge of the 12, and the force is on.
Almost.
Pretty soft, because I didn't wanted to try and give it a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she intended, Russ, to your point, to have a little bit more backward motion on that, so it ran a little bit. You're not certain.
Don't want to underthrow this like Savannah did.
And good it is, as he will pick up the single to take the early lead. It is our opening day coverage, the Continental Cup. Three sheets in play here at the Sports Centre at the London Western Fair. And our game is on sheet A. Canada's Rachel Holman against Europe's representative Silvana Tirinzoni out of the Arrow Curling Club. Tirinzoni picks up the single in that first, and so throwing the lead stones for Rachel Holman out of Ottawa, Lisa Weigel. Two other games, Nicholas Adine representing Team Europe against the newcomer to Canada's team, Brendan Botcher. He picks up the single point. And it's Eve Muirhead against Tracy Fleury. And again, the reminder is whatever the score is, the winner gets a single point in the race to 30.5. So our first update is Tracy Fleury against Eve Muirhead, and at the moment Muirhead is sitting the 2, top button and back 4.
Yeah, probably a normal weight hit here, Cheryl, for 3. You don't want to miss it on the wide side.
They're getting close to that center line, and we saw it on our sheet where first down it can grab a little bit on you. Make sure you have enough weight.
Muirhead and the team from the Dunkeld Curling Club, Pitlochry Curling Clubs, and boy, she goes from sitting 2 to getting just a single. Muirhead with an early lead there on Tracy Fleury out of East St. Paul.
Wasn't a lot of weight, Russ.
No, no. We saw that here with Tirinzoni, missed one by quite a bit, just enough. You know, the rocks are freshly sanded, fresh pebble, first game. You see that a lot. Yeah, Eve doesn't throw that, she scores 2.
Petz. And maybe clip off the back and spin it in. And no, they'll both sit there.
Pretty good lead by Tirinzoni's team, because even now Holman's going around that corner, but they've got a short run back on their own stone.
So they're the reigning world champion with the early lead on Brendan Botcher.
Room early. 8, 9, 10.
8, 9, 10. They're not going in the right direction for the speed in this one.
Make sure.
10 being virtually through. Just stopped in time.
Schön. Rund dort durchlaufen. Schluss recht viel. Wir können ihn schon noch heben. Backline. Ja, da rausgezerrt. Ja, mehr als Backline. Ist gut. Es ist recht viel. Eine halbe hat sie gespielt. Was denkst du? Knappe 70.
These are tough. Yeah, I mean, you have to chase it. You could go around, but you're now going around the corner without hammer. But even if you chase this, you know what Holman's team's doing.
Yeah, you're not. You're sitting in the hat going, it's helpless, isn't it? You make it, and there's really no good.
Click, knop. Yep. Ja. Yep. Ja.
Melanie Barberzat.
If this over curls, you could actually split your own on. Which might be what's happening here. No, they're by, I think. No. There you go.
Really good call.
By me or them?
Well, both.
Well, you were a little iffy on the way down.
I was, too. I was on the fence for sure.
Yeah.
Until he knew.
Typical skip. But you know, there again, you go to the experience of somebody like Petz. We forget she won a world championship as a skip, world champion throwing the 4th stone. So lots of knowledge at the back end of this Tirinzoni team with Petz and the skipper Silvana.
That's what you see out of these top teams is something like that. They're going to make close to 90% of their shots, but even when that 10% they miss, how do you manage those? That was managed very well. Ooh, another biter.
Oh, and all at the back.
It's really close. I mean, I think first blush, I am thinking
I hit 3/4, and I thought I was going to have to.
It's the Tirinzoni stone at the top.
It's close.
Just sit 2. It's really all you can do right now.
Would you freeze to that or tap it out?
Kind of like the tap. Just you're starting to collect some red stones without hammer.
Tirinzoni pardon me, I'm sorry, but Tirinzoni's saying that she thought the weight was good, and the adjustment in the broom, they've just taken a little bit more ice now.
Forgot we got a translator here, Cheryl. I forgot.
He's listening in.
A low-paid translator, but
that's right.
You get what you pay for.
I work very cheaply. Enough this time? No.
Might have made that one worse.
Yeah, I think they did, actually.
Yeah, I do too.
I think second shot now does belong to Canada at the back.
It's interesting because Team Canada, Joanne Courtney's didn't move at all. And she had was back 12 weight. And both the Tirinzoni's moved.
I think it's kind of straight. You want to come the same way and throw a board? I mean, you could throw normal and jam it.
Tirinzoni's missed 3 times narrow to 4 rocks.
Like here?
Very fortunate to move that top yellow one out of 3rd position into 4th position. There'd be a chance for 3 for Holman.
Weight's good? Yep. Yeah. Go quiet. Hard, Lise.
Lee's a wiggle and rolls it over, and they will sit there now. 1 for sure. Certainly looks like 2 at the back.
Kind of like this.
Yeah, that's in a really good spot. I know it's behind the tee line. They didn't have a choice, but it's underneath that yellow one.
Look at the rotation. And they hold this pretty good, but you look at the ice that Elena Petz is taking now for her draw, and I think that might be partially what's catching Tirinzoni's team. Is Rachel Holman, their team, their path is a lot straighter. They've got more rotation on the stone, and it can trick teams for a bit. And I know they've played each other for many years, but sometimes early on you forget.
Sure, because you just believe your eyes, right? You're thinking, well, that didn't curl much. You try to compensate, but there's a massive difference with less rotation when the rocks are this sharp. Elena needs to get her draw weight right now.
Threw out top 4 initially. And now the drag, and they'll go back and overbrush it. It'll roll off and sit in the hole, but it is the shot rock.
Pretty nice weight on this one. Just couldn't get that finish at the end.
Foot lighter, that would have been gold. Nice opportunity here for Rachel.
Can't freeze to that. Yeah. Okay, I like that. I think we need half. I think that's kind of minimum. You think? She was starting her. Like her top. You're down normal, girl. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
There's the awareness from Emma. You heard her say she was starting hers, so obviously just tipping it a little bit towards the broom, which helps it, gives it a little bit more curl.
Okay.
I think it should curl. Curl here. Everyone started them, so it's hard to know if you keep it there.
How are you gonna? You're gonna keep it there?
Yeah, we have to stay high. We have to roll.
Okay. Hack weight.
Yeah.
Up to speed here, H.
Yeah. Faster than when I threw that draw.
Yeah.
All the way, says Joanne Courtney, heads down.
11.
Look at miscue. Head never raises. Just a little slight glance maybe to her right. Get it by, they did. Drag it down, push it through, and they'll move it far enough, a little bit. They touch their own first, catch the shot rock, and it appears they are sitting 2.
One.
Little fortunate, really, by over curling and getting a thin chunk of their own red one that gets this red one out of the way. They didn't want to stay right there, so by tick, tick,
away it goes off to the left. Don't think there's a double, Cheryl, either.
No, I mean, maybe off the yellow.
Yellow.
Nein, also, wieso so schnell? Wie schnell hättest du gespielt?
The one on the left is slightly higher.
Okay, ja. 10,5 ist gut. Da. Ich finde das Minimum, ja. So.
I think they're just going to play the hit. So you've got to be careful. You hit and roll towards your yellow. There's a nose hit for 3.
10,5. Da hast du.
Ich glaube, sie ist recht gut. So, er kann, er kann nicht dort zwischendurch winken.
Gut.
Okay.
Gut.
Ja.
10,5. Ja.
There you see the time. Remember now we're playing 17 minutes.
10,5.
Thinking time per half. So 1 through 4 and then 5 through 8.
Whoa. Oh, Esther. Fest. Fest.
Nice wander. Very nice. Manages to roll it over.
I don't know if it's there though.
It'll just tick us out.
They rolled a little bit. I think you could take that on. If you get that there, that's gone for sure. And this should, if you get it in the right spot, could go over the top and score a potential 3 here.
If you move this an inch, it's not shot.
Okay.
Like 3/4.
Worth trying now, Cheryl.
I see what you mean. You'd have
Considering
to
where
play
we
it
are in the
and
game.
make it.
Yeah, you know what? It's a little bit different. I like just the hit and roll, a little bit of a roll inside for the deuce. So I think this is tough.
Okay. So do you want me to throw peel here? I'm just worried about rolling out.
I think up normal.
Peel's too much for
You
where
don't
you got
need
hit
peel.
it.
You don't need peel,
No.
really. Yeah.
Like even if it hits to half of this, like if you hit half a rock here, it's
I
close to
roll
below.
out.
Yeah, but it's 2. Thick half. Half my belly.
Okay, so normal to try and make it and stay?
Yeah.
You think it's there?
Oh yeah, it's 100% there.
With normal though, it's to stick around?
Yeah, because you can hit 3/4 of it. Okay. Like thin for 3/4. Even if we just make the double, it's the easiest way to get 2. Like I don't think you can stick around this way. Here?
You could, if you know it, throw the other turn
so.
and you'll get
Okay.
less chance of rolling out. It's there, Cheryl.
She threw that out turn on her
Yeah,
first.
that's right.
Or sorry, the in turn on her first one. So she knows this path, but
Normal? Okay. Are you throwing us?
Keep it there.
Okay.
As a Canadian bench, Kevin Cooey, John Epping is there. Not part of this morning team draw. Final Stone has a chance. Double for a possible 3. One more time. Courtney, Weagle. Push it, Lacey says. Now watch it. And they're going to kill that one at the back. Instead, it'll be 1. Have a look around the edge. It looks like 2. It is. Canada. And Holman will pick up 2 here in the second. Looking down from the concourse, trying to find a seat on this Thursday morning here at the Sports Center at London Western Fair. And our opening day coverage, it's team play. And our featured game, Rachel Holman and Canada against Europe's Silvana Tirinzoni out of Switzerland, the reigning world champion. 2-1, Holman leads it. Tirinzoni with last rock. She has the hammer here in the third.
Full marks for the 2-1 lead. It could have been 3-1 if that was made perfectly, but great force in the first end by Canada and Holman, and a nice second end.
well, and you got to think she protected a little bit, knowing that you know you cross face slightly, you're going to get your 2.
We'll be with you 3 times today, tomorrow, Saturday. Mixed doubles this afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Then more team play tonight at 7:30 Eastern Time.
Gut, die Länge,
nice.
sag 4.
I don't think that's there.
Really?
Too straight?
I do. I threw it.
Like, unless you tap it.
Little tap's pretty good.
Sorry?
For the out. Yeah, I just like space to me. I threw it. I think there's space.
Lisa had lots of room by the guard. Like, I think. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we talk about this all the time where the corner guard sometimes gets in the way of the intended line of this freeze, but the corner guard's definitely wide enough for the out turn play here. Especially with, as you said earlier, the rotation you'll get out of this team. The break points that much later.
Well, and just a really good opportunity to get this frozen on this, or even a little tap, and if you can get a chance to move it, it'd be pretty good.
It's coming down. It's still back.
Unforced error there.
I'm from Scotland.
You know, you should be looking the other way. The game's the other way, boys.
Yeah?
Jeff Stoughton is the coach of Team Canada, and David Murdoch for Team Europe. There you go. All the players this week are wearing what they have, their nicknames. So Muddy for Murdoch. Stoughton, of course, 3-time Canadian champion. Murdoch won that silver medal in Vancouver, losing to Kevin Martin. And now he heads up the curling program for Great Britain.
I love what they've done here for this event, allow the coaches to be on the ice, to communicate with their teams, to talk about the strategy, the plays, the ice, the rocks. It's a brilliant thing to do. Curl Sask has done it at the junior level and with the great results. And if you're going to fast track your athletes, why not have a Murdoch or a Nedowan or Stoughton out there helping your teams? In this case, these athletes don't need as much help as maybe a junior might. It's a brilliant move. All the other sports do it.
Well, I thought particularly in the juniors, absolutely. And a belated congratulations to David Murdoch and his wife Stephanie. They made you remember last year at the Worlds in Lethbridge. His wife, they were expecting.
Yes, I remember that.
And as soon as Mount went out, then he left right away, and he got back just in time for now 10-month-old Madeline. So congratulations to he and Stephanie.
Perfect timing.
Ja, ist gut. Nase ganz leicht rein, ist gut. Leicht innen, oder?
Try to run this absolutely straight back, make the red double here.
Savannah Tiranzoni,
Nelly.
Switzerland's Olympic representative in Korea, went 4-5.
Gut.
Very nice. You know, admitting that, I said to you, look at your first team, our first-year team last year with the addition of Alina Petz. Were you surprised at your success? And she said yes. It went a little easier than she had thought. The communication came a lot easier. So, and then having Pets throwing the 4 stones obviously helps. She says it's more difficult for them this year because it's the little subtleties as a team they have to work on. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, well, it's interesting because you will see kind of first-year teams, they'll have that instant success and they don't have to work so hard at it. And it's always the year after that now that, you know, the honeymoon stage is worn off and you got to start working at the releases and the different communication pieces, and it can be a lot harder work for a team. You know, and even we looked at it, they had Elena and then Melanie was also a skip. So now you're adding 3 skips together into the mix. And that can be tricky, but once you commit to your position, then there's a lot of respect with those players.
Get through, and she does tap it through and then roll it underneath, but it spills maybe a little too far.
I heard Anne that Rachel was still saying hard.
I know. Shot heavy in the end, hey? Yeah, it was the weight in the end.
All right, update for you. This is second in. Botcher against Adine, molding with the brush down for his skipper.
Nick Adine put one, that yellow one dead buried top 4. How he did it, I don't know. He must have gone through the red guard.
Yeah! Hard! Yeah! Whoa! Good shot.
How nice.
And that leads to a score of 2-1. They lead. Nicholas Adine going to 3.
Very nice.
I just tapped it through.
Yeah.
Tolerance wasn't to crash. It's just really active in the ball.
Ving naar hinten 4, hing 8.
Denk is oké, aber alles steht.
Er is hinter 12. Oké,
Back 12.
Ja. Dat is net zo. Kom, denk open. Wow. Hinter 8. Esther, den Fall. Esther.
He's got to get off that corner guard here.
Voor de 4.
There's a lot of finish just starting to figure the ice out, but it's late finish.
And right to the pinhole as they just snuck it by.
You just have to believe it's going to move.
Dat is jetzt auch nicht schneller gelaufen.
It wasn't back 12 either. The rocks are a bit sharp.
Voor de 4.
Very nice.
Zit.
Two choices here. You could play that yellow double, straight back double, but if you miss it, you're in a pile of trouble. So Rachel's going to try to freeze right on here. If you freeze for shot, you might actually steal.
It'll be interesting, Russ, to see how Rachel's runs compared to Silvana's, because she barely made it through that high guard on the right.
Yeah.
With less rotation that you're going to get. Good point.
I think a little more than that. Okay. We got to get through the hole, number 1.
So job 1, get through the hole.
That's close. How's line? Wait, good.
Whoa.
I can't see
6.
it.
7.
7, 8. Joe.
No.
9. No. Joe.
9. Close. Lots of weight.
8. Joe.
Don't want to.
Don't want to. Maybe they get some help. No! And then it'll slide too far. I don't know what you do there, Cheryl. Do you play for the wick? Do you try to hold it up so he gets the wick?
I would have based on the weight call, to be honest, Vic, because at this point, you know it's deep. And it's never going to curl enough to get to the face. So try the wick, and at least you can get something out front. Yeah, they just said that.
Yeah, it's sometimes when you're that close, you're hoping you're going to get the original result. And they waited too long in that case. The tick would have been the play.
That's perfect.
It was good. I think I'm just going to add more weight.
You called it though, Cheryl. Yes, it was heavy, but not that much.
No.
And it didn't get anywhere near to the right line. Extra rotation. Should be pretty quick down here now. They polish this spot up.
Alina Pets won her first world championship as a skip in Sapporo. And this time they'll crash all over that guard, and now they've left them staggered up top to protect.
I just make it easier. Just don't want to give her a pocket, right? Like,
We got to be ahead of the tee here.
Yeah. Well, right now she just has to, like,
She's just tapping. If we're
she can either have an open jar or tap. Like, just make it one of them harder. Okay.
Could play the yellow double, but it's a bit dangerous. You could have red to leave it on a red one at the back. You wouldn't be happy. They're going to try to come through that fort again.
Yeah. I think it's fine over here. Yeah. It's like the same weight out here. Sorry.
The tolerance being the buzzword nowadays. Short would work
I think
here.
It's a little less. Yeah, we threw hits out here.
Raise for 2, which wouldn't be as easy.
Yeah.
You're heavy here. It's a pretty easy shot for 2.
Yeah, you can sweep it.
Well, and the raise, at least, you know, when you try to decide which shot to take away, the raise, they haven't played that side of the sheet as much. They know this pass, so take away probably the one they know.
I think that's there.
6, 7, 8, close. Mine will be close. 8. Well, then, not.
Yeah, we're heavy.
It's not curling. T-line, it's coming down.
Line's really good.
Still there.
Sneaking a peek as well at Fleury and Muirhead in a 1-1 tie, and it would appear here if you could chip it through the hole that Muirhead might get 3. Dragging it down. They'll get it to the top edge to sit second shot. Muirhead on the way.
Trying to hold the line on this.
Dodds right on the brush. Get it through. She'll lose the shooter, and she'll get the 1, 2, and 3.
Just a pistol. Beautiful shot.
Well, that was the 3 she should have had in the first.
That's right.
It's going to be an advantage for some of the teams. A lot of teams have had the break over Christmas, but Muirhead was at the Perth. Now it was there.
Yeah.
There's a few teams that are coming off that will be a bit of an advantage, even though they just finished on Sunday.
It's not like that was all there.
A little jet lag in there for sure.
No.
You get over the jet lag when you win a spiel quite quickly.
It's amazing how you feel so much better.
Final stone. Here in 3.
Losing line here.
Like the weight, just curled up on them. Settles for a single. Tied at 2. Kristen McCush out in front. And got it. Sure enough, do.
Darren Moulding. Gets yellows moving. What a shot.
Elena Penn staying with it. Got to get it by that red one first. Get it by that one. Yes. Now angle it back and save them all. And there you go. Very nice, says Finn Michelle. Well, they do make a great pair, Hetz and Michelle. Items off the ice, and they are a World Championship mixed doubles team, and they will be together against Kristen McCush and Darren Moulding when we join you again for mixed doubles, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And we'll look forward to, Team Europe. We'll see you this afternoon, Sven Michel.
Take care.
So Team Europe and Tirinzoni pick up the single. We're tied at 2. We go to the 4th. And it'll be Rachel Hoban. And Team Canada that do have Last Rock, they have the Hammer playing the Red Stones.
Picked up anything in the first half. Russ, I was mentioning that I don't know that Elena's rocks are running the same as the rest of the teams. You know, her last one, she's over curled a couple times, under curled a couple times.
An update for you. Brendan Botcher against Nicholas Adine. After Botcher had scored the deuce and two to take the lead. And final stone for the now 34-year-old Adine. Four-time world champion. And he'll get the two right back.
Okay, guys, juice him back. Let's go. Have fun.
Whoa.
That's worse than it looks, because now there's a pile of corner guards to the right as we're looking at it, and a chance to roll behind them.
And it looked pretty bad because it was a hog rock.
You buy a round on that one.
Yeah, you're right. There's three spots to get over there. You have to be quite as precise with this roll now. Just a hair heavier here. Might not make the move.
Really, but slid nose and then.
Also, dat je het verdienen.
What do you do here, Cheryl? If you nose it, you give a great team like Holman the hit and roll opportunity. But rolling behind the corner is not necessarily perfect either.
I mean, I'd play the roll because what else do you do? And I don't mind in this sense because it's higher in the range. You're not rolling behind the tee line.
Should be in front of the tee.
You see some teams roll away, but then Holman, I think, will just ignore it, loop around, and
no
then
question.
Now you're chasing a tougher shot.
They're going to roll all right, way too far.
Okay.
And away they go. So it'll be a free pass now for Rachel Holman.
Those are the little things, and Cheryl brought it up earlier, that don't show up in the stats, but will show up on the scoreboard. You can't roll out there. You can't give a team, Emma in this case, world-class player with ice like this free opportunity. You're going to get burnt.
Keep it broom on it. Right to go bit. Yep. Where are we? 5, 4. Realistic for that. 6, 5. Hard line.
An extremely good chance when the ice is this good.
Gotta go hard everything. Really
Terranzoni's next shot's going to be very difficult.
Wow, 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 wow. And with that brushing, they actually get more out of that stone than they expected. They were calling front of the ring, front of the house. And they'll get it back edge of the 8.
Well, they got caught having to get it by, but that opens the door a bit for Terranzoni's team. They had to brush to get by that top one.
Well, now again, so you're in a position. Do you let it crash, give her a chance then to go between or underneath, or do you accept this with her now a chance to freeze and corner freeze to it?
I think you accept it. They were hoping it was going to stop. Even Rachel, I think, was caught off guard by how much it slid once it got by. I think they thought even if it stopped T-line, that would force Terranzoni's team to have to move it. But now they just follow it down.
Okay, Linie is goed. T-line. Achtung. Linie goed. Vorne 4. 4. Linie, oh, nog lang niet. Vroeg. Linie is zeer goed.
Has struggled with her game so far and continues to struggle.
That has to be a cutter, Cheryl. It's just constant.
It is. And then it's trickling down then to Elena, who's putting the broom in the wrong spot.
Huh? You like this ice?
You
like this ice?
That's about 15 feet light. They brushed it virtually all the way down, and they wanted to get to that back red.
Kind of like that. You happy with the ice? Yeah, I'll throw it better.
True.
You know, the ice was good. It was me, says Emma Miskew.
Gotta go. 3 here. 2, 3.
It's a really goal just to get this in the paint.
Okay, never mind.
No.
But there again, that's just the psychological thing, isn't it? You throw it heavy the first time, and then you end up pulling the string on the second.
You're right. You're right. Different path, too.
Top 12.
And then her last words, I'll throw it better. So now she's putting that added pressure on herself rather than just going out and releasing.
That's probably a brand new path. I don't think anybody's.
Yeah, well, and I like that one was a little deep, so it's like I'll try to throw the same weight, made sure to keep it there. Like it's a better throw. I thought they could carry it, but it's like I basically threw one guard.
Well, there you go, new path.
Zwischen 85 und 92.
And this isn't a new path. So this, again, if you worry about the last two coming up light, Pets could definitely be deep here because this is exactly where both teams threw draw to the button. So it should be warmed up here pretty nice.
Okay. Linie gut.
Gut.
Linie ist gut.
Linie ist
Schön
gut.
an der Wand.
Lang ist gut.
Sehr lang.
Aussaugen!
Oh.
Aussaugen, hingeführt!
Back
Ja,
four.
mega jetzt. Kommt runter. Und wir sehen immer noch die T-Line. T-Line. Muss versteckt. Hinter 4.
Trying to hide it if they can.
Oh, ist gut, ist gut, ist gut. Ist gut.
Gut so.
And back four. Good call by the
Ist gut.
front end of Esther Neuenschwander and Melanie Barbazet.
Yeah, pretty predictable, wasn't it, Cheryl, in that draw to the button path after watching two come up woefully short. And again, another unforced error.
Probably same as your last.
Where's ideal?
Full four.
Full 4. Full 4.
What do you think for speed here? What line are we in?
Well, they're trading deuces, it would appear. Botcher with a couple, then a Dean, and now here in 4. Botcher with a chance to get 2 back.
Yeah.
A little more on that one.
Yeah, they ended up, Botcher's team securing a good one behind those double corner guards, and the Dean's team couldn't do anything about it all in. And open draw.
Make sure. Hard. Shot. Good dude, boys.
To retake the lead over Nicholas Adine. Rachel Holman.
Gotta be full 4. Gotta be shot. Hard. Come on, Joe. Hard.
Oh, Courtney with a great rush there to get it around as it's dying. Totally buried now, sitting top edge of the button.
Doing it. Sorry? Oh, no, you did it right when I said it. Okay. Rachel might have called. Did I call? When I said it, you guys said it.
Really poor draw weight. One by Pets, one by Terzoni.
Yeah, I think the
Just assumed that was draw for hammer speed.
Just really slow, but
Time out.
So timeout being called by here in Zoni. Each team getting 2 60-second timeouts.
Ja, finde ich gut. Dann hat sie praktisch nichts. Ein bisschen weiter raus.
Christopher
Sie
Swa
hat immer noch da, weißt du?
and David Murdoch making their way to the ice.
Definitely an option, yeah. It's tough.
She has to go far out here.
Yeah, exactly. Has there been many out here? Like, has there been many wide ones? It would be a guess.
Yeah. Like just in a 4-foot line or?
Yeah, no, I think it has to be like what?
Yeah.
Is it like?
But we can't give her the same draw to here, Tiri.
No, exactly.
Just higher up. Here.
I think you gotta be tight, or any further up, it's not gonna.
Do you think she can play like even like a tap for?
I don't.
For 3?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. It's
Yeah, I think like
like
tight.
the board.
Yeah, like tight.
like a tight guard.
Yeah.
I mean, this way, like here.
Talking about forcing
How do we get there?
Rachel out wide for the draw by throwing this guard.
No.
But then
No,
it's
but
guess,
we-
Tiri.
A little bit more.
Yeah, we can't cover everything.
What's your other option?
Wait, sorry.
I just want to play a little bit more out, but that's
No,
okay.
I think we can't give her the same draw, so
Yeah,
it's better
fine.
inside than outside.
Muirhead with a 4-1 lead after she scored 3 in the third, and the final stone now from Tracy Fleury. And it appears that they're facing 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 with her last one.
Yeah, really curling. I think you gotta go.
Fleury and the team from the East St. Paul Curling Club, just northeast of Winnipeg, with Selena Negovan, Liz Fife, and Kristen McCush. And will come up light. 1, 2, 3, and appears 4.
That's a really unusual miss for Tracy Fleury. She has draw weight in her back pocket and even had, you know, rocks she could come down to.
It's been a pretty short sample here with only 4 ends, but a lot of the rocks have been grinding in on that pebble, and she seemed to miss the path and got into the fresh stuff early, I thought. Yeah, you don't see her do that very often.
No.
So pretty good timeout. David saying, have you ever been there with the intern? So they've elected to go out turn. They got a little better idea what it does here.
A little more, and we'll find out if it's okay now.
Needed to curl just a touch more. She's, you know, Rachel's still got a chance to get to the 4 foot. She's not, doesn't have to go out too wide.
Yeah, they needed a couple more feet there, didn't they?
It just slides a little further, will curl a little more.
I'm surprised they didn't play the other turn, and even if you freeze to it, Cheryl, that's a pretty small piece of real estate.
A little wider? Yeah.
With this beautiful curl, it looks, optically from the hack, the yellow one's definitely in the way, but it's not with draw weight.
Okay, switch by the guard, switch, yeah.
This is the shots Team Holman impressed me with at the Canada Cup.
Nice.
They had draw weight so well, so early in the event, kept it the whole week. Maybe 4 or 5 feet slower than the previous one that Rachel threw.
Nothing yet from Courtney or Weigel.
It's trying to slow down.
I know, I'm just saying. You need to. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Needs to get a little bit more. Big finish, big finish. There it is. You wonder sometimes how it can go from way over there to get to there. And it did for 2.
The 2020 OK Tire and BKT Tires Continental Cup of Curling is brought to you by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada.
Well, a good first half for Team Canada and Rachel Holman. And as we went to break, I said, you know, sometimes you look at these shots, you go, okay, it's way over there. But then somehow it ends up being a second point.
Yeah, exactly. 7, 8 more inches than the draw the path where her first one was. So I mentioned it was going to be 4 or 5 feet slower. So she threw it that much harder, kind of fooled the brushers. They kind of gave up on it early and they went, wait a minute, this is grinding down. Brushed it a little bit at the end. Perfect control. Beautiful deuce.
That last little bit brings a smile to the face of Rachel Holman. Leading 4-2 midway through this opening day of the Continental Cup.
The 2020 OK Tire and BKT Tires Continental Cup of Curling is brought to you by Sponge Towels. Nothing absorbs like it. By OK Tire and BKT Tires. And by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Curling Canada.
Oh, don't move. You had the opportunity and you moved. You just have to take them fast. It's a cell phone. As you look across the 3 sheets in play here at this wonderful facility, the Sports Center at London Western Fair. And our featured game on this opening draw Thursday morning. In team play, Holman against Tirinzoni, Canada against Europe. 4-2, Holman leads it through the first half. We go to 5, and Tirinzoni will have last rock. She has the hammer, playing the Yellow Stars.
Gut so, Melli, schön. Schön.
That's what you call a perfect game so far for Canada. Force your opponent, take your 2. Force your opponent, take your 2. And nice control, 2 up here early for Holman.
I think Tiranzoni's team was pretty happy. They'd forced, as we saw, Rachel out to a draw pass. She hadn't been down, and I think for halfway down the sheet or more, they thought they were good. They'd succeeded in their task, but...
Yeah, they were coming over the hog line. There were sparks in that rock slowing down on that fresh stuff, and it worked.
Hard, keep going. Hard, finish.
Great ice. So John Wall, the head ice tech here, a local guy here, he's done a wonderful job. There's 2 ice pads that are tied together here for the coolant, so it's a little bit tricky for him. So he has to adjust the air temperature as the ice pad changes a little wee bit. Lots of curl of the Blue Hone insert rocks, Blue Hone Trevor that we had in Leduc actually for the Canada Cup. Most players love the rocks. They just had never used them before. So to your point, most of the Canadians here, all of the Canadians here know these rocks.
Blue Hone, you say?
Blue Hone.
Just give it to us. It's a little slicker.
Okay, nice slow slide. Yeah. Good speed here.
Yep.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Someone had to say it. Glad it was you.
Yep.
That's funny.
6. Is it heavy?
Every time you say Blue Hone, that does it.
Ask me why they're Blue Hone, Beck. Because it's the best granite you can get. It's very hard. When they scratch it, it'll hold a little better. Almost all the competitive rocks are that way now with the inserts.
Hard. Oh, sweep. Nice sweep, Ben. I am shocked.
Dialed into back 8.
Neither team's been stellar at draw weight, and that was the key for Pets. They gave up a 2 by missing the paint twice.
Hard. Oh, sweep. Nice sweep, Ben.
Set up pretty nice for double corners, so if they can open something up here, gives them a chance to maybe use those corners.
In back. Squatso. Yeah, just give it to us.
Yeah, 3.
Same linesman.
Yeah.
Yep, weight's good. 2, 3. Yes. Okay, over there. Read. Room. Where is it? There. Room.
Joanne Courtney.
Maybe in. Is it really tight? Gotta go, Elise. Yep, hard to center. Hard, Lise. Go, go, go.
Good spot.
Good spot.
Might have left enough to get that. Oh, there is.
Yeah, true.
Throw the right weight, keep the weight down, you get that roll behind the corner.
And by throwing the right weight, you might get the roll behind the corner by wrecking on the guard.
Right. Little tick rub.
Hij niet recht goed. Niet mee.
Ja. Ja. Goed. Go.
Alina.
Patsy.
Alsjeblieft nou.
Pass.
Oh, did well to get it by. And now will this settle down for them?
Sit. Goed.
And it will. Just hangs on the edge.
With the rocks sanded and before these competitions, you'll get a lot of times you'll get as that rock's stopping it with the last spin, it'll spin back. They got away with it there.
We often refer to the touching up of the stones, the sanding. It's as if you were sharpening your skates.
Mm-hmm.
Same idea, just gives them a little bite, and then over the course of the event, they'll gradually, as skates do, get a little duller, and you have to make that adjustment.
5, 6.
Probably the best invention in the last 30 years for the game of curling too.
5, 6.
Otherwise, they'd be throwing them up and down with very little curl.
Or at least gotta go. Hard, gotta go for weight. Joe, just take it.
Sorry, Joe.
Ja, finde ich gut, ja.
Yeah.
So,
Fine or second?
Ja. Von Kanal, oder was hast du denn? Sport. Okay, finde ich gut. So.
Bisschen mehr, ja. So, klein weg, ja.
Sport. Ist gut.
Pretty good opportunity here if you can make this and roll behind that yellow. You've got that little nibbler kind of in your back pocket. The back red will be wide open. Pretty good chance to score a crooked number here for Team Europe. I know this area too. There's not a lot of finish here, it doesn't look like.
No, because I thought their last one they had really nice weight and they were brushing it to get that curl at the end.
Yeah.
That's good.
Die Kürze.
Yep. Go. Yep. Yep. Hey. See ya. Hey. Go, 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 go.
Barbizat. Now off the back of their own, spun it underneath, and it is socked in there.
Sehr schön, Tiri.
How nice is that? And a really good call.
Schön, Tiri.
Look, that's what you call lined up.
If you get around it, it's okay.
And behind two of them, Cheryl, if they tick the top guard, it's still buried.
I think so.
A little bit of danger here all of a sudden. First time.
Okay, that's more.
5, 6, 6. Around it. What?
Think you're there, Joe.
No, around it's no good. Well, we're 6.
Coming down.
Coming down. Whoa, whoa.
Please.
6, whoa. Coming down. 5, 4. Don't need to finish.
Stay closely.
Go
See with
hard.
it.
Gotta be shot. Keep going.
Hard,
keep
Joe.
going. Hard.
Oh, and they just
I think they got it.
have moved it just enough.
Nice throw.
Pretty good. I don't know if we got it. Screen it looks like it.
Okay. Good throw in.
It really walks.
Yeah.
Like it looks
And the
like
weight
we
all
were
came
way
off
out
it
there.
too.
I thought you were 6'7".
Oh, I don't know.
Ja.
It's close.
Kannst du aber nicht sagen, Foto, du. Da können wir fast nicht, oder?
Could be yellow, Vic.
Dann hat sie nachher da den Doppel, oder?
Mhm.
Ja. Was ist, wenn wir da raus?
Ja.
We found that with these rocks in Canada Cup too, though, that they come down hard and it was catching the brushers off. Like, yeah, you actually had to be on it, knowing you're calling it heavy, because they would come down. And same as Rachel's on her last draw for 2.
Two of the best judges in the world in the home and front end. You hear them go 6-5-4. They watched it slow down.
Close. Yeah, for sure. Little Finn already had it. Yeah.
Goed, Gurtsen. Ja, vind ik goed. Wel. Sporen. Goed zo. Ja. Ja. Go. Ja. Go. Ja. Yep, 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 yep. Goed.
Brendan Botcher, Nicholas Adine as they play in 5, and it appears as if this is a draw for a couple for Adine.
Could have been worse than that. Brendan Botcher threw a missile down and paid a feathered double to limit the damage here to a potential 2. Could have been 3 or 4.
Two.
Well, that's just a trading of deuces. 2, 3, 4, and now 5 for Adine, and back and forth they go.
Bara köra lite tidigare.
Solid board.
Rachel Holman.
Yeah. Hard. Go.
Would you have preferred to go underneath, or are you happy there?
You're good. They're underneath. I mean, they might come around. A good roll wouldn't have been bad because they're
There's enough. I was close.
staggered, the top ones. I just can't tell which one's second shot.
er am Schluss gehört, das zusammenhalten.
So? Ja. Zusammenhalten?
Ja. Wo wollen wir jetzt genau an, Alina? Die Seite? Einfach nicht, dass sie freisen so. Nein, einfach so ein bisschen vorher schauen. Auf dieser Seite aber. Da vorher schauen.
Looks like
ja,
yellow.
aber sonst freist sie ja, dann können wir den nicht mehr rausnehmen. Ich kann einfach den Weg finden. Ich würde so. Weißt du, ich meine, da kann sie ja nicht freisen, wenn da rauskommt. Also sie kann so mal. Weißt du, wie ich meine?
See, the worry for them right now is where they roll. If they sit there, if they should roll toward the other side of the center line, if they leave a freeze possible for Holman.
And you're pretty much forcing her to it if you roll to the left as we're looking at it.
Yeah, it's another one of those, you know that you're not happy either because it gives Rachel a chance to roll buried. There's a really good look at it there. If you look at that black line, that's crazy close. Yellow might have been a hair closer.
What?
Elina Pets.
Esther. Best Esther.
And bangs it right on the nose. Does get a little roll toward center line. And now they're checking the edge, around the edge of the 8.
I think it's for sure them.
I would measure it, but
Yeah. I think it's them. Same thing. Trying at the inside?
I think so. Same weight?
I can see less. Like it's almost edge on edge.
Okay, half?
What'd you think of rolling?
Yes.
I don't understand.
No, I'm sorry.
Just closer to board. I'm so heavy.
My brain went into pause. You want to roll to the right as we look, but would you ever think of rolling slightly to the left and being behind your own center guard?
I think that is the way they're rolling.
They're going to go roll that way?
Yeah.
Okay.
They brought the weight down for a hack weight, try and roll underneath.
Sorry, I just had a moment there.
There's a big pause.
Holman in her last.
Hairless! Yep, clean.
Whoa!
Yep.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Oh!
Whoa! Shoot, whoa. Joe.
It's them for sure.
And they'll bang it right on the beat. So it's them for sure, you heard them say.
Yeah.
I think just a little bit on Rachel's, a little bit more weight than what she wanted.
Nice response by Tracy Fleury after giving up that steal of 4. She comes back and picks up 3. So down 8-4 as they go to the 6th against Eve Muirhead.
Yeah, you'd have to think the rookie team took a little while to get it together. A lot of weight this time.
Final stone looking for a couple. Watch this now, settle down, and it finally does. T-line, that's one. And maybe they'll measure, they'll have a look around the edge. And looks like they will measure. As Rachel Holman talks it over with Kevin Cooey, Brent Lang, Christopher Spa, and the Europeans. But from that look, just look at the tops of the handles, you would say that's yellow for sure.
It's a big point. You're going to be one down playing 6 against Holman without Hammer.
Yeah, no doubt, says Brenda Rogers. So 2 it is for Tirinzoni. And Europe is in flight. Tied at 4. Coming through the hole and around their own center guard. Team Tirenzoni. We're tied at 4 as we welcome you back on this Thursday morning to London, Ontario, our opening day coverage of the Continental Cup. Rachel Holman and the team from the Ottawa Curling Club, part of Team Canada with Last Rock. They have the hammer here in 6. They playing the Redstones.
Yes? Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. 11.
Well, the road to the Super Bowl continues this weekend as the final 8 look to punch their tickets to the conference championships. Coverage begins Saturday, Vikings 49ers, and keeps rolling all weekend on CTV, Canada's home for NFL.
Alle de meter snel. Andere Seite. Lely.
Difficulty for Tirenzoni's team is they need to figure out some way to force Homan's team. I mean, they've every time Homan's had the hammer, they've converted to a deuce, and if they keep going at that rate, they've run out of ends, and Homan right now effectively has 2 ends with hammer as opposed to 1 for Tirenzoni. So you try and force a mistake and maybe get a steal this end, or at least force them to 1.
Both teams pretty happy with the situation. Corner guard for Holman trying to get this soft deuce, but the center is in a good spot for Team Europe.
Okay, that's fine.
Rolls it all the way over to the edge of the 8.
Okay.
Still good enough. Tirenzoni can't ignore it.
Ja, we gaan nog spelen wie voorin. Er is sneller, het zijn een halve.
Ja. Wow. Ja. Ja. Ja.
Staat hier.
Eens nog winnen.
Goed. Wow.
Goed. Sehr schön.
Super, Esther.
Good. Won't be shot. Yeah, I know. They're just gonna hook it right here. You wanna do that? Okay.
Okay. Good. This is a good line, or
Veteran call. They go around the corner guard, which is the original intent at the start of the end. You will not be shot rock. Tirenzoni will come around the center guard, which is what they want to do. So you might as well beat them in there.
not a big odd, guys.
Heavy. 6, 7, and
Oh,
it's heavy.
Yeah.
This is the draw path. Middle 12 foot is basically what gets you to the buttons. You should be fairly speedy in this spot.
It's heavy. 7. Average. Way too deep.
And around they go, but just that little bit too deep as it slipped to the back of the button. Remember now, that was, maybe they didn't get out quite as wide, but that is that wide turn, that in turn where she picked up that deuce in 4.
And
remember?
you're right, and they were much wider with the draw for 2, and that's why it died. This particular one is the quick spot.
Well, and you have to wonder too, Joanne was brushing that stone, and if it was in her mind that, hey, it came down really hard, I'll make sure I give it.
True. Yeah, it's not as simple when you're sitting at home watching, is it? Just that little broom placement in a different spot makes all the difference. They should be really close with this one. They know this spot. They played it in practice. They just saw it from Canada. Should slide beautifully here.
And this is kind of the opportunity they've been looking for, is some kind of a slight error by Team Canada that they can capitalize on. This is sliding too.
Oh,
man.
Okay.
There's just no excuse for that end number 6 when you've watched that rock come down there. Tirinzoni just can't find draw weight.
Okay, just come with the out turn.
Even if you miss that short, it's something to deal with.
Yep.
Wait close. Fight the floor.
We gotta go. Keep looking at it. We're close.
Switch. 5-6. Switch. You don't have any line.
Really not,
6. Hard, Joe.
Coming down.
Now trying to help it over
This Joe, hard.
as they do the switch. Well, they had it well judged. They were calling out the 6, and that's where it ends up. Top 4.
And all the difference when you have the right weight, because they were even saying halfway down, we have no line whatsoever. See right here when they realized they had to get on it because it was starting to curl.
Coming down. Hard, Joe. This Joe, hard. We gotta have a weight.
Forcing Tirinzoni to a tough one here. It's the long run back. Even if you make the red onto red, it could still jam on that right hand yellow.
Gosh, ja, is goed. Squat.
Savannah Tirinzoni. Parverzat staying with it as we peek over at Fleury and Muirhead. Runs it back, avoids the jam, and it'll spill, leaving Europe sitting the 2. Mind you, there it's Fleury sitting the 2 after picking up 3 to close the gap. Muirhead with her last.
On a chance here, the guard's long enough. There's a double. You hear the top guard with the big weight.
Got through, and gets them both, and will pick up 3. 1, 2, and 3.
Good game. That was good game.
And the first point of this year's Continental Cup will go to Europe. Make the final. 11-4. Muirhead's the winner.
Good job. It was actually an amazing shot. He's like, hello.
That would have been tough after having given up. You stole 4 to break it open. You give 3 back, and in danger there if she crashes in front to give up a steal of 2 more.
She almost did too. That just paired by that center guard.
I was looking at the other guard, not the center guard.
It was the center one, yeah.
Barely.
Timeout been called by Tirinzoni.
Das ist sogar, wenn wir nass kommen und die da liegen, das macht sie nachher. Sie kann ja nicht, sie kann rausziehen.
Wenn jetzt das nicht so. Wenn dann das, wenn ich mal weniger bin. Ja.
Just roll a bit right. Just roll a bit to you guys, right? But then we're gonna hit like the one line, but it doesn't matter because we're like short and second.
Yeah, I think we're gonna move this.
Even if you know it and we are here, we are still better sitting than this one.
Yeah.
So she has to play on it.
Yeah, just
And then
like
this one is still in
exactly.
play.
Yeah.
Perfect one.
It's really close to the double and roll.
Yeah, no, but I think we're better this way, and then we go down, but then she's going to be perfect. We can always freeze her.
It's going to be hard though to be better.
Yeah, but that's okay. Like she'll get the goal.
You'd love in the perfect world to hit it there and you can get it out that way, but you can easily jam it onto that one right there, or you could jam it onto that. But even if you do jam, you'll be shot rock up here, and the same problem happens to Rachel Holman. You have to make a play in the shot rock.
And if you ever made the roll to the left as we're looking at it.
Yeah, you might jam, but therefore be buried.
Yes, behind that center guard. It's worth the risk.
might actually be the call. Just roll buried. It's tough to make that red double.
It's amazing.
It's only lightweight, eh? Not taken with that much broom. This is like a board waiter. I thought they might throw at least normal to make the double. I think they're more concerned about the roll.
Which works if you make it.
Andri sitte. Warte. Esther. Nein, perfekt. Wow. Esther. Wow. Wow. Tie. Goed.
Shot rolls over and open, sitting top 8. Second shot looks like it is also Team Europe at the edge of the 8-foot.
Yeah, curling shot. Just there's so much risk with that. Kicked out in the open a little bit, but it's coming towards the red one. It's going to be tough for Rachel to nose this.
I think so. 11.
Laat me make it 2, maar zo snel.
How much weight?
Throwing about a half weight on this, which will allow them to get a little bit of the curl, get to the nose.
I think so.
There's room, isn't there?
I think with that weight.
Level up. Clean. Oh, level up. Little up. Yep.
Oh, and their first. Again, Courtney Weigel. Get it by that guard. Get it by that guard first. Get it by. Oh, goodness. And then they'll jam it at the back. And so second and third belong to Team Europe.
I think that actually ticked here.
It wasn't light. No.
Just redirected it out.
It's way more line than your ticks. Yeah. I don't know what happened to that. More weight. Didn't run like Lisa's at all.
No.
It wasn't light either.
No, they said 11 up.
Yes.
So you don't see a lot of over curls at Rachel's.
Right.
Watch this.
It's a double for 2 bucks.
Yeah, just a glancing blow.
Maybe play with like.
How close is that? Because then you're buried underneath if you make it.
Nice speed. Yeah. And I didn't turn light. Carry.
You have to hang around here. You don't want to be too heroic for the roll.
Yes.
And they won't. They'll sit there.
Lost it.
Time being called by Holman, Team Canada.
Board? Order like hack.
Elena's had a lot more weight on her
Pat,
hips
like
in
Yeah.
this game, and I think it's scaring the line callers.
Yeah, good point, because Terranzoni can't be aggressive there.
It's
If
going
it's
to
a
take all
little
the weight
extra weight,
off.
it
Even
rolls
if
right
I
out.
hit this and clip this,
Yeah.
it's not going anyone's board. Okay.
Yeah, I'd love to see her throw a lot softer weight on those.
Like middle? I was thinking this way.
You want to
Because that way if I over curl, like, it's one.
Okay.
This way if I over curl.
We don't. Why aren't we playing the draw? You guys don't like the draw at all? Well, it's just like if we play lightweight at it, it's really hard to not get one. What kind of weight are you thinking? Board? Okay.
With weight?
Just soft weight. Try to roll over here. Just move this yellow one a little bit. That scores your 2 for you. It'd be a turning point here for sure in end number 6. But
Even like
Coach Nedowan's saying the right message here. You have to make sure you throw the right weight to score
A
here.
little bit more ice.
hey, keep it there. Good.
You throw this really hard roll across the top.
We
It's a
hit it
steal of
early.
1.
It really holds it.
Yeah.
Forward? Yeah.
What piece do you need?
About a quarter.
Quarter? How are you throwing this?
Keep it.
Should it curl?
Yeah.
Reminder to the front end as well. If you can hit it early, it'll really stay. Nothing yet.
Solid?
Courtney Weigel, quarter to the stone.
Have to go for one here.
And nothing. They'll just roll inside. Holman picks up the single. Lisa Weigel throwing the lead stones for Rachel Holman and the team from the Ottawa Curling Club, getting us underway. Here in the 7th on this opening morning. Our first draw coverage this year's Continental Cup from London, Ontario. And 5-4, Holman leads it. Tirinzoni now with Blackrock. He has the hammer playing the Yellowstone. Any question on that last call by Holman, or was there a sure one? And if she, obviously, if she makes the double, she gets the deuce. But any question of the call?
No, I think because of the weight choice, and that's the difference between good teams and great teams. Because she didn't pull a bullet there was very little chance of rolling across the top and giving up a steal. So she was almost guaranteed a 1.
With the possibility of a reward with if she could tick the other red too, or yellow.
Okay. Same way. Okay. 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Right out to it.
You have to think for Tirinzoni, they feel like that was a success that end. They haven't been able to force Holman's team to a single point yet, so opportunity there.
Lean it for line. Room. There. Looks heavy. No.
7. We're all there. It's just gonna sit. Hard, Lise. Hard. Just hard. Both of you go. Hard. Finish. Finish all the way. Go. Gotta go.
Nice shot.
Please wait, Joe. Thanks, guys. Feels better. You did the freeze yours, and now that's a double. Nice throws.
What?
Weiter.
Could end up in the rings.
You can hear it go, and sure enough, it does spin in just to catch the top.
That's huge.
What is?
Tied at 5, Botcher and Adine as they play right next door. The one final, Muirhead wins over Fleury, so they pick up the first point.
Little solid. Okay.
Don't want to roll wide side here. There's a shot at a blank here for Team Muirhead if they choose to do it. Cheryl, you're going to play the double, set up a double.
Yeah. What?
Then you've got a blank opportunity if you'd like.
I think it might be your best opportunity.
What? The hesh. What?
Yeah. Oh, oh. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Nein.
Schön.
Very nice. Clips her own on the way by, but it still hangs around.
Sneaky.
What a great shot.
A little thing like that could win the game, couldn't it, Cheryl? Like there might be a chance at a 2 now. Force Holman to a single in the 8th, and you got Hammer in the extra end.
It's good.
Long way to go, but they've got the 2 on the board at this point.
Hard. Really gotta go.
Really gotta go. I have to stay.
It's hard to stay.
Be light enough.
I don't know if we want it.
Like hand and face. Yeah.
Gaan er 2 nog, het vind je zo geen antwoord. Dan gaat hij eigenlijk. Ach zo, ja, is goed. Maar we loser, dat is goed. Mooi, nee, ik vind dat een loser wir sollten liegen bleiben.
Aber also ich finde nicht, wir können nicht dort liegen bleiben, ja?
I think this is a call. They looked at possibly drawing around the corner, but you could get forced that way, and it's the last thing that you want. So you hit this, you might give them a double, but the blank's still on the table.
Yeah, not worth the risk.
Even mentioned about rolling over and laying on the corner, sitting on the corner.
Yeah, you could do that too. If the double would be really flat, then I think that's what they're really trying to avoid.
Don't get too cute here. You can't roll out.
And across, and out it goes.
Gut, Didi. Gut so. Wunderbar. Gut. Gut so, Didi. Gut. Ja, voll. Der beschäftigt sich da noch. Fast noch besser so für jetzt im Moment.
Happens so much. You try not to leave them the perfect shot. You overthink it so much that you leave them an easy shot.
Yeah. And Rachel's elected to ignore it because the fact that Terrence only rolled out means they'd like the blank as opposed to take the twos.
Back four, hard.
They're going to go right back to the freeze position here.
Hard. Hard for everything.
And hard they go. Courtney and Weagle.
Close to the better, hard.
We've just gone like wing full 8. Give them a 2. Okay, good. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Schon recht gut, aber es ging 4. 4 zu 2. Ja. Gut. Ja, finde ich auch gut.
Well, Brendan Botcher only got the single in 6, and so there you see Nicholas Hedin sitting the one over there on the side.
Yep.
Chance here for a couple, it would appear.
Rent. Där igång. Japp. Rent. Japp. Kan bara köra lite. Ja, bra.
And well done. They'll bang it through, and that'll be 2 for Hedin.
Terrazoni's happy with a potential blank here. I could argue that. I think I'd rather be one up without coming home. That's been argued since the start of curling.
I'd take the one up.
Yeah, I would too. But they're obviously trying for the blank and hoping to score 2 and 8.
They're just going to roll out anyway. Freeze. Same line as them. A little more ice.
This is the same ice.
The other danger if there's a perfect freeze made here, you've got to be a little careful.
A little bit stickier than the beginning of the game, eh?
Rachel's going to be close
It
here.
shouldn't really add much for back house. Okay. That's what I saw.
Becky! I think you're there, guys.
Okay, easy line. Easy line.
Stay down.
I don't think we're through.
Let it switch. 9-10. How's line?
No line.
I need to clean it if it's through.
10.
Has to curl. The weight's nice.
There's no line. Can't do anything with it then. Okay. Okay.
Well, Rachel Holman, Alina Petz throwing the 4th stones, of course, for their respective teams. And the edge really is to Holman in the draw, or on draws, as she leads in percentage as well. As Holman also leads on the scoreboard for the moment by 1-5-4. The player numbers are brought to you by New Holland, a proud sponsor of Curling Canada.
Dann machen wir 2 und dann nimmt sie nachher eine. Ist unentschieden und einen halben Punkt.
Ja, aber weißt du, wenn wir jetzt, das ist die einzige Chance, dass wenn wir jetzt die rausnehmen da,
ja,
und sie denen perfekt bringt, dann haben wir 0.
Okay. Also dann alles? Das geht schon. Licht auf dieser Seite.
Ja, geht auf jeden Fall, ja.
Discussing how they can play for the blank here.
Yeah, the one way to play for the blank is sit 2. You know, Rachel's got to hit it, and then you can do whatever you want. If you ever roll both those out, Vic, the red, yellow, and your shooter, Rachel goes around that red corner guard, albeit off to the side, get it half buried, You might end up with a Canada steal. I'd be quite happy just throwing soft weight here, hit and stay.
If you want to make sure we blank, we have to blast them all, because if you just nose it, she can just throw it in the forefoot, and then you have to take to, right? She can throw it anywhere. Yeah. And then you have to take it to. So either we're going to try to blast it now or line 2. No. But if we blast it, there's still a chance we get forced.
Yes, yeah.
It's the only chance we get forced. If she throws around perfectly, if she makes that one, then we're forced, and that would be worst case, I think.
The girls wanted to go like side 8. I'm like, well, then you give it an auto too.
Oh yeah, but that's...
Which is fine.
That's fine. It's better than if you slide 6 more inches, she had the blank.
Where mine ended up is actually like not bad because she couldn't take the back. Like,
but she could have if she wanted to.
But she didn't stick around.
But she could have got the blank. 6 feet? The rollover, maybe?
It's interesting that Alina Pets sees what you see, Russ.
Well, it's not what we want, but we want blanks better.
So she's gonna. That's a smart thing about the line.
There you go. She's going to try to tuck something around that wide stone.
That's what they're afraid of for sure. Yeah. It's interesting how they're saying blanks better. I would argue that.
Yeah, I don't. So they just did.
That's what we were saying. Me and Anna were talking about it. Like, what if they draw the wing?
What if you make that roll and she might get cute and try and freeze?
Like, what if Rachel drew the wing last round? Me too. Where were we then?
So decision made. Alina Pets.
Nina Hope. What's Nina Hope? Whoa. Yep. Fish. Okay, goed zo.
That takes the guesswork out of it.
Too much separation to get all of them. Like T-line, back button.
Same ice?
Yeah.
Like you could get a chance for 2 or a double even.
We might. We might still get a chance.
Yeah. An interesting call here. Because I favor the 2, I'm a little bit biased, but if this isn't made properly, you're giving up a 2. Even though Pets doesn't want to, should probably not take the 2.
Well, I think Rachel's saying we got a chance at a force possibly to make a good one here, and we're okay with the 2.
Right. Rachel can't go wrong. No question about it. That's all the more reason Pets should have sat 2.
Take a second. We have tons of leverage. Take a second. You need a tissue?
Interesting.
Leaking.
Back 8, back 12 on the last.
This will be real close. She just threw it the same line and everything.
Keep on it the whole way. Okay. Like, just a clean. Foot less, eh? Yeah. Close. Six, seven. Just T. Just back button. 7, 8. We're there. Still there, right?
Pretty close.
Goes Rob. We're back 4. Okay. Back 8. Back 8. No. Back 8. Back 4. Whoa.
It's going down.
Joe, hard. Joe. No, it's got to stay. It's too close to us. I was trying to go.
Is there room for 2?
More and a little higher.
There is. It's very difficult, but they're not going to try it. They're going to try to blank it here now, and it's a tricky little blank.
You can force yourself.
You can force yourself to 1. I just don't understand why they didn't hang around earlier. So if you play this out, Vic, if you hit this, you can't jam it. So if you hit it right where the broom is, it goes right by your own yellow one, and you roll out. You're forced to a single, and Holman's got about an 85% chance of winning the game. So now they've got to make sure they get the red. You've got to make the double here, the red, yellow, and roll the shooter.
Final stone here in 7. Alina Pets. Nyan Schwander staying with it. Bang, bang, go, and it will not. And so they are forced.
Wow.
excuse us, please. Thank you very much. We're a little late. You had to be here for 9:30 if you wanted to see it all. So, but you've gotten here just in time to see the last two ends. Holman Tirinzoni and Botcher Adine. We already have one final on this Thursday morning, day one of the Continental Cup. Eve Muirhead, an 11-4 winner over Tracy Fleury. So Team Europe has the first point. Now in a 5-5 tie, Rachel Holman does have last rock. She has the hammer playing the redstone. And a couple of nice Weagles as Lisa opens up the center line.
Oh, look at that.
And spins it on for good measure.
She doesn't miss many of those, and man, does that frustrate the opposition.
Who are very frustrated at this point in time. They had about 3 tries to get a deuce, an easy deuce against Rachel Holman. You got to take that opportunity. They decided to play the blank, didn't make it, and now look what Lisa's done here already. Extremely good chance for a Holman victory. Keeping in mind you can tie in these games, and there's no no advantage to either team at all. And by going up 1 there for Tirinzoni, they could end up with a split, which would be better than I think she's going to get here now. Real decent guards, basic guard in the middle, 8 foot. That rock you'll see on the right, that yellow one. Yeah.
Oh.
It's clean.
Niet verlengen. Goed. Ja, goed verlengen.
Blir weniger i så det är okej.
Skott.
Like the weight, taking a little less ice for this second stone of Esther Neuenschwander.
Yeah, they're trying to tuck it just around that left-hand top yellow guard as we're looking at it, and then you hope that Holman maybe chases the high one. Then you can throw another one higher and closer to the center. Just try to move everything over to get a center guard ultimately in the end.
Not far enough. Just looks, still looks as if the Holman stone is shot rock.
Yep. Yep. Clean. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Not doing a ton there. That's only normal. Not curling last year. Their draws are doing nothing.
So, Didi.
At some point you want Rachel Holman to look at 2 on her last one, put a little bit more fear into the Team Canada. So they'll short one here and then go in eventually.
And that's another win for Team Europe as Nicholas Edin picks up the win as he runs Botcher out of stones. 7-5 is your final. And so Europe now with an early 2-0 lead, but chance here with last rock in a 5-5 tie for Team Canada and Rachel Holman to get at least 1 point back.
Finally had the legs to get enough curl to bury it.
Het hört nicht mehr auf.
Hard. Yep. Hard. Hard, Lise. Nice one, Em. Good. Yeah.
Two strokes. A little straight on that first one. Yeah, it's not doing a whole lot there, eh?
Bottom logo.
Ja, trap voor het logo.
Guarded up a couple times here.
Kannst du noch gut einen Meter rausnehmen?
Ja, also 2 Meter, oder? Das muss jetzt wirklich gehen.
Savannah's last one that ended up buried was supposed to be a tight guard. She's just a little bit off for the draw weight in this game. Wouldn't want to be heavy here again, set up a double.
Oh, and I'm a little concerned with this ice. It's almost the same ice. Now you're throwing guard weight. Will it come up? It's just a pretty straight spot.
Me too.
Yeah, your point being it's got less time to curl, doesn't it?
Moet zijn er Karel nog een beetje? 2. Oké, linie is goed in val. 2. Nelly?
Leng is genau dit.
Kan ik.
Nelly? Leng is goed, Thierry.
Neem me nog een Nelly.
Wie hoger als het logo.
Ja, neem me nog.
Goed.
Goed. Schön. Sehr schön. Schön.
When you go back, Savannah Tirinzoni opened with last rock. Converting with the hammer was good for Holman, 3 in 2 and 4. Yeah, that last end was the key for Tirinzoni. They missed the opportunity for the blank, forced to take the single to leave it in a 5-5 tie, and so that's why Holman has a chance to win with last rock. The game story brought to you by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Curling Canada.
This one? What about my back 4 draw? I didn't ask
Goeie order, super, super.
Jetzt gerade läuft
So wie immer noch alle gut, ja.
20er.
Finde ich gut.
Ja.
Straight guard again.
Eigentlich so, wie ich da schon mal gehabt habe.
Ja, voll.
Ja, genau.
Okay, nur 2.
Ich finde super, bis 3. Oder nicht? Ich finde 3.
A little heavier.
Er ist alles dort.
3.
Linie ist gut. Ich will gar nicht. Jetzt kommt ein bisschen runter. Linie ist gut. Also wir sind sicher da auf dem Okay. Wir sind auf dem Okay.
Ja, gut.
Nimm noch ein bisschen, nimm noch ein bisschen, nimm noch ein bisschen.
Ist gut, gut. Schön.
Sehr schön.
Super. Und wie sieht das?
Boy, that took a while.
Did. I think they were a little concerned about the weight for a bit. Once it got off the line, curled and slowed down.
Heel?
Ja.
Ik
verwijs, ik heb proberen het op te zwingen.
How are you throwing it?
Dan had ze goed die drollijn gooien.
Lean. Oh, let it come up a bit. Great.
And away it goes.
A lot of options, Cheryl. You can go here. You can go here. You could even go back into this type of area, maybe force a takeout, hope they roll a little bit. You could just straight guard it again.
I don't like the to the right behind your yellow top 12 there. So just behind the tee line, you've thrown that path.
Or even T-line 3/4 buried, you mean?
Like just tuck it a bit.
It's the best way to shrink the scoring area, isn't it?
Is niet max, oder?
I think in this situation, too, you always want the other skip to go, well, should I hit it or should I draw? You know, don't give them the one option. Make them think. I agree with you. That's what they're trying here, too, like half buried side of the forefoot.
Yeah. And she knows this path.
Well, we've watched her a couple of times at the World Championships, and Alina Petz is one of those, well, ice-cold curlers. She just has that ability, and it's something that even Tirinzoni has, after playing against her for so many years, just the added respect that when it's on the line, you give, well, that ball to Tom Brady, you give that last rock to Alina Petz. And look at what she does with it. Wow, gets it around, and they're sitting two.
maybe a foot farther than perfection, but still a very good stone.
Still, yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, I think it's the same reach.
But you think it's faster though, don't you?
I just think like the weight you threw there was back 4.
And it'll be back 12 here?
Well, just it was like they barely touched it and you were here. And we were trying to be like, so I just think hair less than that.
Reconfirm that with the front end. They're the ones that have to stick handle it all the way in here.
Eve Muirhead picked up a single point with her win over Tracy Fleury.
14.5 on hers.
Dean has picked up a point with his win over Brendan Botcher. Right now, it's a clean sweep for the Europeans. And for Rachel Holman, this is her first out-turn draw. She's 88% on her draw so far and needs a good piece of the 4-foot. Drawing against 2 as the crowd gets into it here at the Sports Center. She needs the 4. Facing 2. Courtney Weigel. Have a look. She needs the 4. Needs a piece of the 4 for the win. Make the final 6-5. And a single point for Canada. So Europe takes 2 of 3 on this opening morning of team play.
The 2020 OK Tire and BKT Tires Continental Cup of Curling is brought to you by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Curling Canada. The 2020 OK Tire and BKT Tires Continental Cup of Curling is brought to you by Home Hardware. Here's how. By OK Tire and BKT Tires. And by Scotties, Canada's #1 tissue.
Kristen McCush out in front. And got it. Sure enough, do.
Darren Moulding. Gets the yellows moving. What a shot.
Elena Pence staying with it. Got to get it by that red one first. Get it by that one. Yes. Now angle it back and save them all. And there you go. Very nice, says Finn Michelle. So the 2011 World Mixed Doubles Champions, Pence and Michelle, will be the opponent for Canada, Kristen McCush, Darren Moulding, when we get our first mixed doubles draw coming your way at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. It's the Canada Cup of Curling. We're in London, Ontario. Europe takes 2 of 3 this morning. So till we talk to you again at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, thank you for joining us here on Canada's sports leader, TSN.